So Ryan Garcia gave his reaction to Devin Haney filing a lawsuit against him for cheating by taking PEDs, where Ryan said, quote, "No words." Later on, Ryan did have some words where he said, "I'm being sued for doing my job," laughing emojis. This fight has been a Netflix documentary, but this right here is the final. Your Honor, he simply struggles with left hook syndrome. End of the quote. I could guarantee you this, Ryan will not be trolling like this in court. If he does, then the judge is going to ask Ryan, did your left hook have PEDs in it? Did it have all-strain in it? That's the part where Ryan responds to the judge with, "Yes, Your Honor." Then the judge is going to tell Ryan, well, you have a cheating syndrome. You cannot win without cheating, so you are guilty. Only one thing for sure and two things for certain. This lawsuit is going to be a game changer. You guys will see. We may stumble across a couple dead bodies. What I mean by that, this is bigger than Ryan Garcia. Ryan just happened to be the face for cheating. However, the people behind closed doors that are allowing this type of corruption to exist, they will be brought to the forefront, and that's the last thing they want. So Ryan is in deep trouble, as he's single-handedly exposing the deep state of boxing that helped him get here. Thanks to Devin Haney suing Ryan, Ryan can't just jump off the ship. Now he has to go down with the sinking ship. And that's exactly what's finna happen. This is finna be historical, a game changer for the sport of boxing. Do you guys know when Canelo Alvarez tested positive for steroids against Gennady Golovkin, Combuterol, the WBC, months later, they increased the Combuterol limit fighters can have in their system. Now, I'm not claiming to be a genius, but even Stevie Wonder could see that the WBC are helping Canelo Alvarez continue cheating the legal way. I guess now Canelo Alvarez can use more Combuterol without failing a test. Was that the WBC goal with this move? Just like the New York State Athletic Commission when they fined Ryan Garcia $1.1 million for cheating. After Ryan pleaded guilty, the money went to Golden Boy. How does that make sense? Ryan didn't cheat Golden Boy. Ryan cheated Devin Haney. On top of that, the New York State Athletic Commission agreed to only give Ryan a 1-year suspension, a slap on the wrist, and we all know fighters fight one time a year anyway. How is that a punishment? Is the New York State Athletic Commission trying to sell a punishment, or are they punishing somebody? It's like they trying to sell us a punishment, like, yeah, see, we punished Ryan. How ironic is it? The president or the government body resigned right before the hearing. And we barely heard anything that took place during the meetings between Ryan Garcia's legal team and the New York State Athletic Commission, which that's even more suspicious. Like I said before, we may stumble across a lot of dead bodies during this case. And I'm not even talking about Ryan Garcia's body. With that being said, go ahead and drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe below. And to be continued on the next episode of Akhi TV. Peace out. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
So here's the way it works, and I'm sure Chris also understands because Chris partially explained this to me as well. Here's how it works when you're microdosing. So you bigger dose off season, which is not when there's no fights and nobody's getting tested, because boxing is the Wild West and doesn't test in between fights. Yeah. And then you're microdosing during camp. And when you're microdosing, it is trapped in the fat and therefore not going into your bloodstream, so therefore it's harder to catch you. When a fighter struggles to make weight, sometimes they're losing all that fat and you get a little bit of tricklage coming out of the fat, and the drugs will come out in small spurts. That's why they're always caught in small doses. And people, the moronic part of the population will say, oh, that's not enough to help him. No, that's just the part that finally leaked.
It's the leftovers, essentially.
Yes, and because they struggle in weight, which is also a typical thing when you start to think about it, why guys keep moving up in weight. So there's less struggles when they're doping to make weight, and therefore they keep moving up in weight and keep showing no signs of weakening and no signs of aging and no signs of, we don't have to name names. The boxing's right with it, you know? But nonetheless, now when I started to learn this part, because every single time a guy fails, I'm always asking questions and I'm always learning a little bit more. And this time, when it came to this microdosing situation, it's a big way to beat even the random drug tests, because it's not going to show up unless you're really draining yourself. So therefore, it makes sense why guys keep moving up in weight. So Ryan was struggling to make the weight, and he failed right at the end. But he passed in the middle of camp. This kind of explanation is an explanation worth looking into when it comes to his failed B test, B sample. As for the lawyers, they're going to play lawyer and they're going to manipulate it as much as possible and mention that he passed those tests in the middle of camp. Well, I just explained to you in the method that microdosing work why he would have passed the tests in the middle of camp but failed at the very end. Because at the very end was when he was drained. Remember, he struggled to make weight. He was drained, and therefore the substances start coming out, which also explains why he's now talking about fighting at welterweight, junior middleweight, super middleweight against Benavidez. You also get a little bit of sense of why he would do that as well if this is the case. So once you know how the science of it works, you start to really put things together. You can reach your own conclusions. If you want to be a groupie, you can and reach no conclusions. But I'm the person who's going to keep thinking about and keep thinking about not just fighters now, like Ryan, but also fighters in the past, fighters that have failed, fighters that have not failed, and so on and so forth. Really puts a light bulb over the situation.